Guys, and welcome to Mind Time. Today I'm going to show you how to set up the MadMax Plotter, which seems to be the latest and greatest in Chia plotting. So let's get to it. First we're going to go to the MadMax GitHub page. I'll put a link in the description. And from this page, you're going to scroll down to the install section and hit Windows. Click the link to the releases. And then we're going to download the zip file here, the MadMax one, not the Chia Plot one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up this zip file. We're going to need to extract these files. So we'll hit extract all. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just put it on the desktop. I'm going to create a new folder called MadMax. You can put this anywhere you want, and you can call the folder whatever you want as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and extract that. Alright, cool. So we got our MadMax folder here, and then it's opened up here. So now at this point, we want to go ahead and edit this plot with log.command. If you just click it, it's going to try and run a file, but we want to right click and open with Notepad++ would be great, but you could use any text editor. So, Notepad++, we have that opened up. In here, there's a few things that we're going to need to edit, mainly in the 7th line here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is edit the number of plots we want made. That's this -n. And actually, if we go back to, let me pull it back up here. The GitHub page, there's a reference to what each of the letters mean. So the -n is a count. It's the number of plots that we want to create. So right here, this would create one plot. For me, I wanted to continue to create plots on and on. So you could put 10 plots if you just want 10, but I want it to be infinite. So I'm going to make this -1. So the next number is the number of cores you want to use. That's the real advantage to the MadMax plotter, is it allows you to use the number of threads you want to use. It allows you to use multiple threads through the entire plotting process, where most of the other plotters only allow you to do that for the first phase of the process. So what I would recommend you do is see what CPU you have, and you can pull up Task Manager and go to your CPU, and I can see here that it has 12 cores and 24 logical processors. Now, chances are one of these two numbers is what's going to work for you best. I would recommend running the software at 12 and then 24 for this scenario and seeing which one gives you better times. There's definitely a tuning process to doing this, and you got to kind of figure out what works best. So for me, I've already done it, and I'm going to put this at 24. Now the next number, the -u, is going to be the number of buckets. This number is going to change how much RAM is being used. In most instances, keeping it at 256 is best, but again, once you figure out how many cores to run on, you can go ahead and play with this number as well to see what works best for your machine, because every machine is going to be different. So the next one, -t, that's going to be our temporary directory. So where do we want the temporary files to be stored while Chia is using them to plot? So for me, that's going to be my D drive /temp. The next one, -d, is the final directory. Most people are going to have this in a separate drive. For me, I have enough room on the same drive, so I'm going to do the D drive /plots. The reason that keeping it on the same drive is an advantage is because when the plots move at the end, if it's on the same drive, it's going to happen extremely fast. Where if it has to go in between different drives, it's going to happen a little bit slower, even if you have extremely fast drives. So the next two, the -P and the -F, are the pool key and the farmer key. To find these, we need, the way that I found it best is to open up the Chia software, or the Chia graphical user interface. Okay. And then you're going to go, and we're going to momentarily start a plot. It really doesn't matter what we set things as, but just for because we're going to delete this very shortly after it starts. Okay, so we're going to create the plot, and if we go into the log here, we can see the farmer public key and the, let's see here, farmer public key, and then the pool public key, which is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and copy these two numbers. Well, numbers and letters, keys, that's what we're gonna do. So this was the pool public key. Okay, perfect. We'll go back to Chia and we'll get the farmer public key. Now this one, for me, it's always this up to this little square and then bracket. For some reason there's no space or anything there. It should be the same length as the pool key. So we're gonna do that, and then we go ahead and save the file. Once the file's saved, you can close out of it. You can close out of Chia as well. All right, so now that we should have everything set up at this point, we can go ahead and hit plot with log command, and now MadMax is going and it's starting to run. It'll go through the plot process and create logs in this folder if you want to go back and reference the log readout. Now, one thing I might suggest is if you want this to start up every time your computer starts up, let's say the power goes out and your computer restarts, do the Windows key and R to do the run, and then type in shell:startup. Once you've done that, you can go back to your MadMax folder, right click on the program we want to run, and create a shortcut. Once you've done that, you can take that shortcut and put it in this startup folder. I've already done it, so I don't need to again, but this way it'll automatically run every time your computer starts. This is really good if it's made just for plotting and you just want to make sure that program is always running. That's really the gist of it. I'd go ahead and run this program a few times with different settings, change the number of threads you're using, and possibly even the number of buckets, and fine tune it until you find what's right. Write it out and keep track of the times for each one. When this process finishes, in between this one and the next one, it's going to give you the amount of time it took to generate the entire plot, and that's what you need to pay attention to. Anyways, guys, this has been Mine Time. Thanks for hanging out. Hope all of your mining adventures are going as good as they can be. So, good luck with everything.